This haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose.
It's you, Cass. I finished the anthology of poems you lent me. Here it is.
I thought you'd be too preoccupied to find time for reading.
Precisely because of these obligations, I felt compelled to read it swiftly.
Wouldn't all these preoccupations slow your pace?
On the contrary, knowing that time is limited can push one to overcome their limitations. The weight of...
I understand completely. During my time at the Grove, the closer exams drew, the more efficient I became at tackling everyday mundane tasks. Anything but my actual studies.
Precisely. As I remember, you and Finon were both disciples of the new Sporists. I assume that Anaxa's exams are as unreasonable as the man himself, correct?
The courses Professor Anaxa taught were Introduction to Alchemy and History of Mythology. And to be perfectly honest, those two courses were the students' greatest nightmares.
The history of mythology, taught by the blasphemous great performer himself. I can imagine their fear.
Now that I think about it, students would often rush to the podium during class to challenge him on those blasphemous ideas. May I ask, Lady Aglaya, has your relationship with Professor Anaxa always been like this?
He openly dismisses people's faith and questions the very justification of the Flame Chase journey. Our positions have been destined to be
A Dromus draped in finery?
As I see it, this nickname is more of an insult to the Dromas. Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold a certain respect for his nature as a scholar. Anaxagoras' life is almost like a satire. As a Chrysos heir, he refuses to heed the prophecy, while he disrespects the gods.
The gods have chosen him.
He was indeed chosen by Xerxes. Is something weighing on you, Cass? The golden thread is quivering. I sense there's more to this exchange than idle chatter.
With all due respect, I'd like to know what you plan to do with him.
In light of his assistance in the battle against the Flame Reaver, I am willing to grant him some time to find a way to remove the cool flame. However, if Anaxa decides to make any move that places us in danger, I will not hesitate to take extreme measures.
Just as I feared.
The Flame Chase journey is the destined path for the Chrysos heirs. Yet he now seems more like an empty shell. Given his strong sense of self-respect,
Still, I can't help but hope for another possibility. Perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitations, now that he knows time is limited.
I understand your stance. Let's continue this discussion, but now, let's greet our guest. You're here. Does this mean you're ready to take on Orynyx's trial? It seems that this sacred beast is just as indispensable, given their intricate ties to the Titan. Surrendering the cool flame is a Chrysos heir's duty. Your selfless assistance is deeply appreciated. However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of accepting the trial. From that point onward, your fate will be forever intertwined with ours. Never. It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Chrysos heir. If this path proves unattainable, I am willing to lower my expectations. There are still many priests of Yanisopolis and their descendants in the city.
Hero!
It looks like you know that Titan rather well. Memories that exist outside of your own experiences.
I can't explain why, but I can vouch for Mem's words. When I was in the Abyss, I heard the Titan's groans, full of pain and grievances, yet without any ill will.
Since you've made your decision, go back to the bath chamber and get some rest. Trinem will call for you when the ceremony is ready. It is difficult for me, as the guide, to absolve myself from blame for things to have progressed to this point. Time and again, you have risen to the occasion for Akima. Nearly rewarding you with some honeydew is no longer able to express the extent of our gratitude. When the dust settles, I hope that we'll have the chance to have a long chat regarding your return journey and the...
Miss, may everything go well for you and ma'am. It's nothing. I only came to discuss some matters with Lady Aglaya. Previously, I lent her an anthology of poems that Lady Trianne had gifted to me. Tracing, although personal properties should be cleared out once their owner has passed on. It just contains an allegory. In a faraway land, it swallowed the princess of the city whole before it was suppressed. Overwhelmed by grief, the queen hired an alchemist to... The author of this book is Archepia, a wandering bard who traveled to many cities. Among the things she left behind are poems, dictionaries, and many tragicomedy scripts. While flipping through these books, I felt like I was afforded a glimpse into the life of Archepia. It felt just like I was traveling with someone that I'd never met before. It was as if she had yet to pass on and was still alive. That's right. Writing, drawing, and taking photographs. It seems like human nature to try and... Speaking of taking photographs, when I was helping you to take the photo previously, I did not look through the photos in your photo stone out of courtesy. But I'm also very curious about the story of the Rosy Celestial Maiden. Despite having visited many cities in Amphorius, I still understand nothing about the world beyond the sky. If there is an opportunity... Forget it. Let's talk about this in the future. For now, I only hope that you'll be able to complete the trial safely and obtain ordinary...
That's right. Oh, partner, you're back just in time. Good news? I wouldn't call it that. Some background information for you. The Council of Elders is an authoritative body in Amphorius, made up of This is the most important social event of Akima. It is highly influential. Every 5 to 10 years, the Council of Elders organizes a citizens' assembly at Dawncloud. During the assembly, the representatives will vote on major issues, such as whether the Chrysos heirs led by Aglaya should still hold the right to govern the Holy City, and whether the Titan's conquest should... That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned extremists in the Council of Elders. We can refer to them as the opposition. The Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner. But this time, there seems to be a new variable to the situation. I'm afraid that the Council of Elders might want to take advantage of Professor Anaxa. Aglaya will surely take back Circe's core flame, but with Anaxa's current condition, It's so unique that nobody knows how taking the core flame away from him will affect him. He has always been someone that is only concerned about his own research. I'm certain that he must want to escape from the monitoring of the golden thread and protect himself. If the opposite... Anaxa has never believed... As I believe in his character, I plan to plead with Aglaya and try to buy more time for him. Allow me to apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you. I hope that Orynyx will show more. Go and rest and regain your strength. We'll meet at the... Oh, right. You can read this scroll if you want to find out more about the Council of Elders and the Citizens' Assembly.
Nervous.
Esteemed one, Orynyx's vacant totem awaits. If you have already made your preparations to become a pillar of Amphorius, please, step forward.
Little Gray and Mem, your resolves cannot be questioned.
Get ready to assume Orynyx's divinity.
The divine position of Orynyx has already been vacant for some time. We can feel the space of the trial closing. As there isn't much of their soul left, we'll have to complete the ceremony before their soul completely dissipates. The eighth core flame coveted by the miracle that once belonged to the great Veil of Evernight, Orynyx. It shall now be returned by the two elected heroes of the Chrysosairs, a traveler who is upright and courageous, and a sacred mem. Both of you, please. Recite along with us. O Majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world, we seek your divinity to fill our bodies with blood. These are just words meant to make the prayer seem more solemn. Please, focus. And surrender the core flame. Orynyx. Their soul has been waiting for a long time.
Perhaps they're also quietly waiting for the arrival of their successor. The last time I heard this, things didn't turn out that well.
Don't worry, Aglaya. She's tougher than I am, right?
traveler from beyond the sky. Let us pray that the Titan acknowledges your worthiness.
Although she loves cracking jokes at inopportune times, her determination is as strong as the Chrysos heirs. While she's away, I would like to have a chat with you, Aglaya.
Speak. I'm listening.
Slap, slap! Wake up! How is it? How do you feel? Right? I think that it's amazing, too. Testing, 1, 2. I have such a cute voice. It must be because of all the memories that I collected. They allowed me to grow beyond expectations. Also, listen. The words of the Titan are becoming clearer.
Mother, it hurts. Have I finally reached the end? Are the years of isolation coming to an end?
Oryx. Oh, how heartbreaking. Ever since the figure draped in the black cloak, we are going to help alleviate their pain, right?
Memories broken. Mother, where? You. It's you. I remember you. Skyfather has gazed upon you. Mother is calling for you. Skyfather has chosen you. Mother is no longer responding. Something important. An important.
Oryx, listen to me. Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you have always been protecting the fate of Amphorius. Each time people draw strength from within their memories, every single ripple falls onto your shoulders. There's no need for you to bear this any longer, Oryx. From today onwards, someone else will bear time on your behalf. This is why we have come.
Freedom. Freedom. I want freedom.
Oh, poor child. Everything will be fine. Let us help you. You can have a good rest now.
You have potential, willpower, powerful, and tenacious. But you lack something, just one thing.
Lacking something? What is it?
What you lack is a future.
future.
Traveler from the sky, you should have dissipated already. The gaze from Sky Father. Stabilize your form. Because from the moment you cross the sky, right now, you are simply a collection of walking memories.
What? How is that possible?
The space is collapsing. Someone must inherit the authority of time if the pillar is lost and glorious. Time never forgives. Child of human time.
Orynyx's divinity is dissipating?
Pathstrider of the fate of the gold and blind, even if that means you'll have to cheat, you'll have to challenge that hand of shadow clasped with unyielding fingers.
Are you alright? I heard you two talking about Thanatos. Cass is also very concerned about the warning. She has left the vortex and returned to the garden. Shall we go and look for her? Thanatos is the Titan that Cass has always been looking for. Regardless of whether there are any clues, there's probably no one else that understands death better than her. Oh, right. There's something that I have to tell you. The Chrysosairs already know everything that has happened to you. I was too worried, so I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay?
Miss, I'm right here. Please stay there and slowly turn around. Please pardon me. Just as I expected. I cannot feel anything. Back at the Grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse. I thought that it might have been the special ability of a traveler from beyond the sky. Never did I expect that this would be the true reason. I'm sorry. I should have noticed that something was amiss earlier. Miss, if my abrupt behavior just now offended you, I hope that you can forgive me. I'm just thinking, if your soul has really left your body, as a mortician, I might be able to trace where it has gone to.
Cass, did you find anything?
My apologies. Not as of yet. Perhaps I have overestimated my capabilities. But, Miss, would you be willing to let me try again? This time, I'll increase the area of contact slightly. My apologies. I will stop making such unreasonable requests.
Don't mind her. She is just feeling a little nervous and thinks that... Right. She thinks that things are moving a little too quickly.
It was me. I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, miss. Although we currently have no leads, I will do my best to search for the whereabouts of Thanatos. I know that I'm lacking in confidence, but I hope that you can keep this promise of mine in mind. Before I manage to deliver on this promise, please do your best to hang on. Amphorius needs you. Lady Aglaya and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the paths. They're worried about you too. If possible, please go there and let them know that you're well. Also, please accept this Styxian fable. Reading can help one to focus.
They're here.
Partner! Hyacinth said you definitely wake up. How do you feel?
I beg you, please forgive me.
You've completed the trial of time, and I have to admit that the process went better than I expected. Even in the end, that Titan's heart still showed a soft spot for humankind. However, I never expected that. Two people who have cheated death would appear in Akima at the same time.
That's what we've been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a long time, but has no one thought to study his indestructible body? If there were even any minor breakthroughs, we wouldn't be as clueless as we are right now.
Many have had this idea, but so far there have been no results. Nevertheless, now is not the time for us to give up. The cipher. If anyone in this world knows the whereabouts of death, it would be her. I'll try and get her to return to Akima, but do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout it is my duty. We too require you to bear the divine position of time. But before that, just...
What's wrong, Aglaya?
Omens always come in pairs. A tiny air current will eventually brew into a storm that tears the sky apart. It's Anaxagoras. He has initiated contact with the Council of Elders.
In the end, it has still come down to this.
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate, Finon. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I of the past millennium might be reduced to dust because of that great performer.
I'm back here again. I remember this dream.
Hey! Excuse me!
The mutters of the traveler.
Tell me, which Titan reigns over this land?
Hand of Shadow Thanatos. Could this possibly be the Netherrealm?
Not Netherrealm.
Then where is this?
The Netherrealm. Nothing but an illusion. Titan rejects you, me. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. The sound of tides. I can hear it. I hear it. A voice.
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you... Oh, you have awoken. Welcome back to the mortal realm. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than...
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm?
In my estimation, at best, you'll see 15 more entry hours.
15 days and nights.
What is it? Are you fine?
On the contrary, 15 days feels a little... Stop giggling.
Let me ask you one more question.
What betrayal is there to speak of when I was never loyal to her to begin with?
What about that white-haired student of yours? Acting so recklessly.
There will be a price to pay for blind faith.
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how I've always been.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Lord. It's been a while, Lord Anaxagoras. I greet you on behalf of all the citizens.
It's you. I never expected that you would personally come and meet me.
Buying carefully into lantern above,
There are Antikytherans here?
I extend you my utmost respect, revered Titan. I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Lygus, holding an honorary position within the council.
You can see them too?
You know about us. We Antikytherans perceive the world through the amplitude and frequency of just as I am conscious.
The demigod should know better, for such is her station.
May I interpret this?
I need not any plan. While I, Anaxagoras, serving... Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord.
Very well. Surely Lady Kindness would appreciate such assertiveness in an ally. She's been waiting. Follow me, please. Is some...
Nothing, really.
Ah, a pondering
Well,
Are you suggesting that
Yes. For dying implies In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time, thus elongating their passage into death.
Ah, an intriguing concept.
Perhaps the gods in their arrogance deemed it beneath them to reveal...
Could you elaborate?
Circes, the kin of the Sky Father, has
Oh.
That very well could be true. But what if the world-bearing Titan still chooses to remain silent?
In that case, the myths crafted by the people of Amphorius are nothing more than pitiful jests.
It's worth a try. I believe, and I'd love to witness the fruits of your theory and the change it may bring to this imperiled world. Because I completely concur with you on this aspect. If the Titan has indeed met their end, please, Professor.
Children of humanity have indeed created a spectacle.
Welcome to Dawn Cloud. The only esteemed beings grace this place.
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity. The honor should rightfully be mine, shouldn't it?
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. In the meanwhile, you're welcome to explore the vicinity, but kindly remain within the guard's view. Delaying the crucial meeting is something none of us wish to see, I presume.
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods. There's no need to emphasize that.
As you wish. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns out you just left one cage to enter another.
Save your concerns. I know very well what I'm doing.
I shall depart to explore the surroundings then. Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here.
Off you go. I won't be joining you. This Titan appears to be quite at ease. I should investigate the Council of Elders' recent...
Be aware, I can hear you perfectly well from here.
Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the Black Tide. To find you here safe and sound.
You could say it's the fates toying with us.
It's only the Kremnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. But your survival is a victory in itself. I'd settle for that gladly. So, are you here to report the incident to the Council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove, Akuma would be next in line. Even with the
Tell me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the Black Tide?
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the... Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide...
No surprises there, those shifty...
Being an opportune... I was really curious to see how you would find the middle ground between both, but it seems as though...
Is that all?
Even blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems.
Life is a puzzle in and of itself.
Looks like my presence here is quite unwelcome.
Anaxagoras. I thought that you had died to the Black Titan.
As Kephale's priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respecting the dead?
Surely you jest. Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. As I see it, a dead Titan.
You.
Seeing as we were able to hear of this...
Oh my. What?
Are you praising or...
Praising him, of course.
Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave.
I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
Oh, my.
Every plant, every tendril.
As a result,
This mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself.
For all we know,
Since you are aware of this...
from my perspective. Therefore, what then is the...
The entire plan is stored in my memory. So why don't you look there?
1-year-old? Oh my. Even a member of the preeminent 7 sages must hug...
That's enough.
How unusual.
This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our...
So there are other members in your family, eh?
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you...
Oh, the Black Titan.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this out.
This...
Indeed it was.
Oh.
Not only that, he also believed that since all living things stem...
Anaxa? But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much you're beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm, even to this day.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip. Equivalent exchange.
Oh, let it go, Anaxa. Never do something taboo ever again.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Now then, what topic would you like to study?
I wish to continue Thalesis'
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy.
No, teacher. I may have lost an eye. I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I...
However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say that they aren't related.
The answer lies within the tale. My story ends here.
Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about my past, I may not know more about it than you do.
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is now admitting a lack of wisdom?
Child of humanity.
Now I understand.
Not only that, you'll...
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa.
Hmm?
I saw you muttering to yourself, and I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady...
It's Finally, time.
Carefully. If you truly have not met your end...
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas.
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed guests.
Lord Anaxagoras, head of the Nuspor. Did I miss anything?
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremony. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of
No need to be humble.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will... As to your question of whether peace is still... And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our...
What brazen arrogance.
I don't deny it. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have support.
Welcome back to the hub of the... Surely you remember this tiny stage. May the both of us carry out.
Using death to prove myself fits my...
What strong conviction you...
That's enough, Lady Kindness.
Oh, you say that.
You worry too. As you're no doubt aware, you're well aware how valuable Cersei's talk is cheap. So...
I understand. Let us decide how much... Continuing from the earlier she is the Admittedly, there is... Is there anyone present?
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaia had already dispatched her to monitor me. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain...
At the very least, the both of them. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs, and tell me, what are you willing to do for our estate?
Aglaia's authoritarianism, conceit, and arrogance.
Surely you don't believe that such a tiny...
What's more, there are many who remain silent, merely watching to see how much...
In the name of Kefali, at this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been renowned for its fairness, and that fairness is built on a foundation of sincerity. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Aqaba that it will always remain loyal to them.
Surely you jest. My loyal...
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed them. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness?
So you were holding back. So tell me, Anak...
You can do as she says. Tell her, however, by doing so, the authority of the council... No. More like 2 core flames. At the next Citizens' Assembly, that young...
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses, is this the outcome that you wish?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma, unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider...
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
I've got to say that you've managed to...
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy there. You'll learn the answer soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros.
An expected visit. You know, you could... I have no reason to...
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core, she's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This...
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where carefully once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the holy mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead. Take this.
I have to admit.
Because I believe carefully will not deprive you.
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice, it is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world which is on the brink of destruction.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid...
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him.
I must be getting ahead of my...
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? All right. We're just a short hike away from...
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh?
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight.
Why? I know how far...
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more.
Wait. Is that... Circes? Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Am I hallucinating? Or do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias? I know I've heard this.
It's unfortunate.
The black tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Sarces. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just
No, I have no such memory.
This is a departed spirit.
Enough about me. Did Kaus ever reply to you?
Well.
Seems like the
Kaus. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaus.
Kaus? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. The souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead...
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moment. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far.
I'm fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing. So...
Of course. I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything.
I would suit... I am Calypso of the...
Calypso? She's one of the 7 sages. No, she can't be. Hey, Sarces. Does the name... Dagon. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods.
We're here. Finally. Very well then. So, I'm back here again. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void. This time,
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Kaos too?
Yes. And we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the... What may seem like a mundane... The conjecture has taken shape. But no, I will not do that. Because another one of my conjectures, fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan, is not a ludicrous idea after all.
What are you thinking about? Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Events of the past, huh? I stood at this very spot back then. Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is there. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Gray. But there will always be people who... It's just... I never thought Gray would meet with... Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous... Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith.
Stream forth.
Really now? This is way more trouble. Or you could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please.
I could take 10 of you. Here you go, Master.
Again?
Time to show you what I can really do. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Just in time. Just a little something. In keeping.
Nice teamwork.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion. It's time. My weak will depart. It too will fall. Another journey begins. On the still waters of oblivion.
Ready to shine.
Not a scratch. Free will or
Time to show you what I can really do. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, plus death!
destined for oblivion.
That'll take more than measure.
You'll need good practice. Nice job!
I'm on guard. Lance ablaze. Lance forward. Another journey begins.
Awesome!
Anyway, never mind. This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching this guy. Might is an understatement. Yet, it is also this... Oh, let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other. Sure, go ahead. Anaxa often says that perhaps to him, it's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed. That's what I'd like to know. What? I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove?
Gleam of old blades.
This is the Library of Philia. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find... We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes. Nice. No need to hold yourself... Whew. You've got me there. There are too many books. In here. I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has... Why else would they call him the Great Performer? Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what he... They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. The first allegation was... Anaxa would have probably been spared of. Needless to say, his critics didn't... You claim to be studying souls, yet you are in... Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged. It was only after a brief silence that he answered. Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab. It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal, even the administrators of the library affiliate with the grove in this state, this is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and... No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be... What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema, and... Danny, look at this. My biggest fear. It's come true. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation. Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Oh, I just thought of something. Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process. That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident? put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done? Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame. No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe the manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His like, what? There... No. No way. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above...
Of course not. The day-night cycle has... Much like how the sky...
So...
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. Often people know...
And they're just deluding. We have already realized...
So much time has passed.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, but above all else, my days are numbered.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right.
You're right. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the...
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an...
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as Adromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before... I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just... As I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh, if power that...
Why the source of life is what I wish thanks to you. I've had the chance to personally... How then is a soul born?
And by the sound of it...
No. I have already drawn a conclusion.
Professor Anaxa. I'm here. Her life hangs by a thread.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and her survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life.
I see. In that...
Indulge me.
Before I begin, I must... As unrelated as these two the reason I say this...
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a
Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso. One of the...
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of soul. The living cannot step foot into that world. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes.
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping...
I knew you would say that, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually...
You can...
Humans cannot return from the dead, but... all we need to do, if I'm reborn as Kefali...
I have news from Hyacinth and Dun Hung.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kindness is up to, and react to being Akima's political center. Till then, it's
Preposterous! It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Krateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? I've already ordered my people to hold them back.
My bad.
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Thunderclaps are beacon signals of
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much.
I figured this is something you would want to know.
You have my gratitude.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious Kindness is those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city.
Get off the stairs!
That's her.
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
should get back.
By Catholic into Lenten above, as the Theoros, I have a...
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads.
What do you mean?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long, but I hope this has come a lot sooner than I expected.
Yes, this is...
It is far easier for the... There is no glory in winning this debate.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kefali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now, the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have... Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an eye?
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these 2 heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia will exist once more.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya is unfit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am an...
Era Chrysia!
Era Chrysia!
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Anaxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue?
Tell me, dear Sid, if we successfully retrieve...
The answer is...
He's one of the 7 sages! Your proposal is much too idealistic.
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Tell me, dear citizens.
Oh? Could it be that you heard that from the Flame Reaver themselves? Citizens, let's...
After the destruction...
Era Chrysia! Yes!
This is bad. The masses are now totally...
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence.
Thank you, Lady Aglaya. For Castorus,
What? With that, I saw thereafter if we are able to...
With the balance shattered, Akama has chosen.
Aglaya,
dear
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the flame chase journey has been preordained... Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa, I unintentionally facilitated your partnership with him instead.
My apologies, everyone.
In that case, please tell us as much as you can.
In actuality, he showed me a path.
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am...
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean gods. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times. Until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. The queen assembled 300 warriors, whom it was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace. The princess was reborn! The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As worse still, the souls of the deceased were refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. The terrifying death had consumed all.
Until?
Actually...
Oh, my... It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after... So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? And yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep...
Oh, my goodness, is...
Quiet, Titan.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a...
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area of study.
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If so, what moral is it trying to impart to the kids?
I guess it might be the concept...
Oh? I thought... What?
No.
Indeed. Of course.
If I impart, would you use it to
What? What? Yeah.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, if such a mighty power really existed, I think, after all, you, me, and the rest will all have to face that. My time is finally here. I am unable to complete the trial.
You shall wither. It is a pity that fate...
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister... I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins. For this exact...
Fortune makes fools of us all.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. How absurd. What should we do?
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and...
That's right.
Trial, prophecy, but these three people must not have left their names in the epics.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. I have long held 3 hypotheses about this.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior. I seem to have met him somewhere before.
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your tribe?
Of course. Though,
Looks like you have made up your...
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise.
I do not understand. Why would you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future that you won't get to witness?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within. Furthermore, let's chat, young lady, since there's still time.
Of course. As the embodiment of Nikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us. And that means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is, in fact...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
Polixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos?
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Anias.
Honor.
And finally...
Cheer up, young lady.
All farewells in this although only a sliver.
To be honest, I am just enjoying what remains of my...
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, not only... And now I have reached the journey's end.
But when you depart the mortal realm, separation and death are 2 sides of the same coin.
Finally, let me recount to you a story of mine, young lady. The first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt extremely hollow. The calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield, but it was late into the night by the time it was a crazed scholar looking. Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a cup? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
To someone who is currently experiencing death. Now please go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both journeying?
That's exactly what life is, and death is, but a scale to measure how valuable the journey was. Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate. Instead,
The embodiment of strife.
It is time for me to knock on death's. When that moment finally comes,
I knew this day would eventually come.
Are the both of you ready?
Mm-hmm. Polixia, I'm here. What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is this... Polixia's sister? Is it... me? It's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
That I won't be able to do.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remain. As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment head-on.
Even if it was prophesized, do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair. Why are we the only ones who are forced into mutual destruction? Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway. I was the one who wasted your life after all.
You're wrong, Polixia. I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed. It was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers. One that is more beautiful than the promised land at the end of... Besides, I have lived...
How could my memories of you ever compare to the actual you?
Well then, tell me, what exactly are we?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by others, or even by this world, ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always, always be by your side. We're twins, after all. All right, my dear Polixia. It's time to extract my heart and light the flame of death. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world.
If I imparted my knowledge, would you use it to resurrect?
Death is an if such a mighty power even now. My answer remains the same. This is why, sister, I promise you, in the prophesied new world, I shall plant the first bud on your behalf. Go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl. I shall open wide the entrance to the Netherrealm and grant you a second life. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead. As for the price of our equivalent exchange, let me.
Everybody, we've come to the end. I'm certain of this now. Just like the flame chase journey of today.
What a startling revelation.
I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova.
This is... Besides, those twins in the past, even if they really are Thanatos, their whereabouts are still unknown even today.
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that seaside town? The birthplace of alchemy and the tale of the dragon. In our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches that description. Styxia.
But the people there worship Vagusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I have also never been to that place, as in the...
Take this.
This is...
The Nusporist masterpiece, the Philosopher's Stone. It was made by transmuting all of the sage's wisdom into a single entity. Remember? I've mentioned before that the art of alchemy is all of... Think about the story.
You still look as...
Simple. However, my line of thinking will not fit. Actions speak louder than words, Castoris.
I've already searched for so long, but before I leave, I have another question.
That was the world imprinted in Kephalis. If we are to prove its existence...
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed to me. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions.
If so...
Why not? Now I'm merely forsaking my body.
Why are you...
This is but a necessary sacrifice on my path to transform into the purest of them all.
Can some...
No. It's just it means that I can actually ascend to godhood.
That's... a lot to take in at once.
Lady Aglaya, please, let me explain. You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regard. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with kindness. But I know this runs counter to your wishes. Honestly, it's difficult for me to... The Titan could be very near.
Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's a world without death. Do you...
If fate dictates that my... Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is moot.
I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass. And I am glad to have heard your true thoughts. Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's torrents, it's not hard to see its former splendor. Go. I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip with Castoris and meet Castoris. I too look forward to your journey. I wonder what kinds of new interpretations your completed story will bring to the Flame Chase journey.
Thank you.
I hate to put a damper on this heartwarming moment, but if Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's torrents, then how do we find a way in? Lady Treby is probably...
The answer is quite simple. In the myths, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the nether realm as they pleased. And if they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited their divinity must be capable of the same. I'll see you at Memorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow.
Hey, friend! Is the debate finally over? Did you win? What a glorious defeat. You sure know how to look on the bright side. Well, moving on. I was hard at work even while you were at the debate. I borrowed a mountain of books from Cass to see if I could find a way to solve your problem. Let's see. I still have only 32 books to go. Really? Oh, that's fantastic news. I knew it. Hard work always pays off. Especially if you're as diligent as ma'am. I feel like a huge burden has finally been lifted off my shoulders. Why are my eyelids so heavy? Oh, you're right. Cass? What a surprise.
Lady Treeby.
Is something troubling you?
I just wanted to speak to Lady Trian for a bit before I set up. No matter how breathtakingly beautiful Styxia once was, the place is now the domain of the departed. There is no telling what we'll encounter there. I don't want to have any regrets.
Has anyone told you that your eyes are sparkling today?
Is that a figure of speech?
In the past, when you did smile once in a while, all of us could see that your heart remained troubled even as you smiled.
Lady Treeby, you know perfectly well. I hope your toughness is not a
Cass, you hardly ever talked of your past. None of us knows what you went through, apart from Maggie. But we are just happy for you, that the core flame you're meant to inherit...
Isn't it a little too soon to say that?
But you already know where tomorrow is, don't you? There's no need to rely on anyone else. Just give it your all and leave no regrets. Because we embrace others to comfort them. And Cass, you're the kindest Chrysosaur we know.
Thank you, Lady Treeby. This feeling... it's hard to put into words. I suddenly found myself with so many wishes. So much I want to accomplish.
And go do it, Cass. Trian was actually working on a surprise gift for you. It's a pity. So, let's meet back here when you return from Styxia. Safe travels. See you tomorrow.
It's me. I hope I didn't wake you. Huh? No. No, I'm here because of private matters. If it isn't too much to ask, I'd really like it if you could come along with me to... Aren't you going to ask me what it is? It isn't a long way from here. Shall we?
can dispel the black tide.
The streets are packed.
I want to vote! Tell me how I can vote!
Take your ceramic shard engraved with... The Titans are just.
Oh, please.
And I pray that Talantans...
That was... quite a spectacle. I suppose peaceful is technically correct, if no act. To this day, I still find it almost unreal that Akama is the only place illuminated by light amidst this peaceful sight is making me forget that this is the end times. Before coming here, I had lived for many years in Idonia, a city of rime and frost. The people there were devotees of Thanatos, and were well known for their unique burial rites and traditions that I played. Yes. You now know me as the Mortician of Akama. But back in those days, I was Idonia's maiden of war. I was trudging across the frosty plains on my own. I was expected to grant merciful deaths. Is that how you see it too? No matter how kind or cruel the means, nothing can change the essence of taking away someone's life is never worth. Their voices. Oh, they pierce my...
But you must
No matter the titles.
This won't be death, is the... Then let in Idonia. The sword has 3, but should the execution... Every pain for the... You... I'm asking you, go. Walk with the...
Please! No!
May you gain some insights.
Is this all?
No. Come with me. This is just...
You executioner!